politics is ultimately, and I do not want to talk about it, but politics ultimately is not the focal point. The focal point it should be living every day and people rocking and rolling and being good to each other. That's it.
Well, unfortunately,
fuck the man.
The star of the show, the owner of Gebhards Beer Culture on the Upper West Side. He has a second location on 45th Street. It's Matt. He owns the joint.
Hello, everybody.
And he's going sans hat.
Huh?
It looks like you're ready for some kind of like Broadway musical, bro.
Oh, well, I'm always ready for something of that nature.
Yeah. How are you, Matt? Actually, I know how you are because we've been hanging out a lot the last few days.
That's true. Recovering from the marathon still.
You're recovering from the marathon, and you're also recovering from the Jim Jeffries show.
Also, yeah, that was back to back.
That was badass, right?
It was wonderful. That was a heck of a time.
My good friend Jim Jeffries, I'd say he's one of the funniest comedians in the world. Would you say the world?
He's definitely up there for sure.
He's way up there, and he played the Beacon Theater, which is like literally we could throw a rock and hit the Beacon Theater. And Jim Jeffries is like, "Yo, I'm in town. You got to come see me." So we got backstage passes, we got 4th, 5th row tickets for the show, and it was a damn good time. No,
it was special. It was a real nice time.
Yeah,
I mean, what a cool guy, cool family, and the two openers were great.
Yeah,
their stand up it was really wonderful.
The openers were absolutely amazing, but I already forgot their names.
Well, you got Forrest, and Amos,
Okay, yes. Amos is an Australian comedian, up and coming.
Wow, good energy.
And he
was wild.
He was really, really, really good. And it was good just hanging out with the Jim Jeffries. But Jim Jeffries is one of those comedians. A lot of people are like, he's not funny anymore because, he leans a particular way and that bothers people. But I didn't see that in his show, did you?
No. And Crude is always funny.
Yeah.
Crude and the C word. All of that's funny.
The C word is C word funny every time, right?
Every time. Every time.
There's a couple things. C word funny every time. Farts funny every time too.
Yes, that's for sure.
Fart equals funny every single time. And then it was the marathon here in New York City, and Matt's I guess it's the best day of the year for you, no?
It's one of them, yeah. It's up there. I mean, it's there's more people in this neighborhood on that day than any other day during the year.
And the marathon, we're going to talk to Tomato, who ran the New York City Marathon, get his thoughts on the whole thing. But damn, the city comes alive. It's so damn festive, isn't it?
It's a riot. A lot of fun.
And then everyone comes to your bar after the race.
Everybody.
And then they have to walk down the stairs. Yeah. Oh my God.
See the commitment. They do 26 and whatever, and then they have to walk downstairs to get a beer.
Yeah.
And they still do.
Oh,
they make it.
Their thighs
They don't complain.
Well, they're half out of it. And then did you notice I did the Irish goodbye on Sunday?
I did notice that. I saw your tail running down the street.
I was like, so on Sunday.
His hands are going like this as he's running.
Marty Sporty, the members only jacket. Marty, they're calling you Marty. That's Matt. Do you have a members only jacket?
Hell yeah.
All right. Are the members only jackets coming back?
I don't know if they ever went anywhere. This is my members only jacket.
All right. It wouldn't be a Tuesdays at Gebhards without the sirens flying by here in New York. But the marathon was awesome. And then I came here to support Matt, had a couple beers on a Sunday night, and then you broke out the shots, and I'm like, bye, bitches.
Yeah, that was smart.
No, I didn't even say bye. I literally sprinted away from you as you're pouring me a shot. I'm like, nah. The days of me hanging around doing shots are over.
Yeah.
Absolutely over. So
we can tell.
But you had a good night?
We did. Great night.
Was it your best night of the year?
For this year especially.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get Tomato in here to talk about the New York City Marathon. Look at him
hobbling.
Look at him hobbling.
Poor guy.
Look at him hobbling.
Oh, man.
Can we punch your thighs?
Yo.
Climb up there?
Oh, my God.
These
stools are too high.
Can we punch your thighs or what?
I mean, yeah, sure.
This is our good friend Tomato. He's an amazing drummer.
What's up?
That's Matt over there. Sorry, Matt, but because of the stupid TikTok, you're now out of the frame.
It's got good hair.
Hey, thanks, buddy. You too.
Well, yeah, we both. Yeah, totally.
It might be the first time you saw my hair.
I think so. It might be.
Shit.
It's
All
really
these
weird
years.
to see you without a hat, Matt. You're like,
No, it's great.
no, it's not great because look how much hair he's got. He's making us all look like fools.
No, it's LA hair, man.
Oh, you got
Play
LA
the
hair.
long con
Are you
here,
from
guys.
Are you from LA?
You got the
No,
LA
I
hair.
never
You
even
do have
touched
it.
LA.
He's ready for Broadway, isn't he, Tomato?
Broadway hair.
Was going to send Big Bob Gibson barbecue to eat. Oh, that would have been awesome.
I'd take anything, man.
Did I get any packages? Because people want to mail us stuff for the show.
Definitely not yet.
All right.
Or maybe, and nobody told me, but definitely not.
That's fine.
But
But
got a nice
possibly.
package. There's like
You send something?
well, I am wearing gray sweatpants, so thank you. Thanks for the
Careful
compliment.
with
you already got a nice package.
Can't hide anything, man.
Everyone knows if you're going to show off your package, you have to wear gray sweatpants.
Gray moose knuckle pants.
There you go. So Tomato is in the
Yeah.
band Sound of Urchin. He's an amazing drummer
Oh,
and
thank you.
singer.
Yeah.
And he ran the New York City Marathon. So I said, man, Tomato, you got to come on by Gebhards, Tuesdays at Gebhards, and talk about your experience. Because I'll tell you, I have to start with this. I saw your post on Instagram. I've never seen a human being more happy.
I was so
And
happy.
you were so happy after
Yeah.
running the race.
I cried over the finish line. I was choked up. I was yelling. Oh fuck! Oh shit! I did it! I did it. I was saying I did it. You're
Right.
like, it's crazy. It was brutal.
But then after that, you were telling everybody that you won the marathon.
I did win. Right. I won. They're like, congratulations. Like,
I won the marathon.
I'm like, yeah, I won. I won.
Yeah, I won.
I did. Everyone's a winner at the marathon.
Well,
It was-
everyone's been walking around with their medals for the last 2 days and their orange wraps or whatever it is to keep
Yeah.
you warm after the race. But man, how long did you train for the marathon?
Well,
Tomato?
I mean, I do the half marathons and I run during the week
Right.
a lot, but this was a whole other thing. I mean, 26 miles, 0.1 miles, unbelievable. I mean,
wait, if you ran 26.1 miles,
finish it.
you didn't finish.
isn't it 26.1?
Point two.
No,
It's 0.2?
You should be the pro here.
Oh,
Yeah.
0.2. 0.2. Yeah,
so,
right.
So now you got to run to the end of the block and
You're
back.
so hard, still, it's done.
I didn't finish.
You didn't officially.
I didn't win.
But-
No, it was. I mean, yeah, I went over the finish line. It was brutal.
But-
5 hours on the dot and 28 seconds.
Wow.
Which to me, like,
That's
That's
sweet.
great. That's great.
I didn't think the whole thing is I didn't want to walk.
Right.
You know,
Oh, you didn't walk at all?
I didn't walk at all.
Good for
Good.
you.
Good.
You didn't wimp out like some of these people.
Oh, man, right? Oh God, but I was pretty much ready to limp.
Right.
Like with 10 miles to go, Upper East Side, where you're just going towards Harlem, towards the Bronx, and you have 10 miles to go, and you're seeing like First Ave all the way up to 148th Street,
Right.
and then over the bridge to the Bronx, and I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna do it. I started to get down on myself. I'm like, I'm gonna be walking.
Oh my
Is that
God.
You
your
know?
first wall?
That was my main wall. I hit a wall in like Bushwick, which is right before going to Queens,
Yeah.
and that was at the halfway mark.
Did they have Colt 45 in Harlem and the Bronx? No, yeah, you're laughing, but Ron the waiter was here a couple weeks ago. He swore he ran a marathon. He ran the New York City Marathon quite a long time ago, right? I mean, you take one look at him. I don't think he's in any type of shape to run. I don't think he can run to the corner at this point, but
That whoopee cushion.
Yeah,
look to him.
But he said when the race got to Harlem, he swears they were handing out Colt 45 instead of water.
Along the way, some people were handing out cold brews and beer.
Yeah.
Cold brew coffee and beer. But I didn't notice. I don't know. By that time, like I was just like in my own zone, like trying to figure it all out. Like, but no, in the Bronx, there was all like good, all old school rap and DJs, and so that was great to keep me going. But
go ahead.
How many times did you hear the Rocky theme while you were running?
Oh man,
How many people were like, "I got something original,"
right?
And they're cranking the Rocky theme out their window.
I think it was. You know what I heard? Push it real good.
Oh, really?
No,
All
that
right.
was like I think it replaced the Rocky theme because a few times, like during the race, we're like push it real good. The salt and pepper.
Now,
But-
you got to walk me through it. So the race starts at Staten Island at the Verrazano Bridge.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people, they have to get on buses at like 5, 6 in the morning. So you have to hang around near the start of the race for like 2 or 3 hours before you even start. And then I hear that they put you in a chute that is close to a mile before the starting line. So you're actually walking a mile before you even start the race. Is this true?
Well, I walked a lot before the race, but the thing is I managed to get, I was supposed to be on the bus at 5 a.m. from Midtown.
Right.
To get me to Staten Island, right? But I went and like kind of cried to the guys at the Javits Center about, when I picked up my bib and all my race stuff. And they allowed me to get onto the ferry at 8 a.m., which was great. My start time was 10:20. So they gave me a little like pass to get on the ferry, the Staten Island ferry. Then I had to get on a bus.
Oh my God.
So even that was a thing.
Right.
And then you go to this, it's called Fort Wadsworth. I mean, all wad jokes,
I'm not
but
gonna do it.
The whole thing was like, it was almost like Bonnaroo or Lollapalooza or something, but all with runners.
It was just a big party as people were waiting to start.
Everyone had to go to their own, like you had your color, like orange goes over to this place, whatever, yellow this place. And, and then you're just hanging there and then they call you into the corrals. Now you really are in these like fenced up corrals and you don't know where you're starting. You can't see anything. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden people start walking, like you said. And I don't know if it was a mile, but you walk and then all of a sudden you're at the foot of the Verrazano and they play, they sang America the Beautiful. And then they went right into New York, Frank style. And then I just started choking up again. I'm like, I'm fucking about to do this shit. Like, nice. I can't wait, and so
what
pumped.
did I get myself into?
So I know I was crying in fear and happiness and everything. Yeah. I know I'm going to be sappy on this thing because, all my endorphins are gone. Like Opie said before.
I want you to be sappy because me and my family, we always check it out. If we're in town, we check out the marathon. We get right in the front when the runners are running by. This year we are at mile 26.1. They literally had a 10th of a mile to go.
Wow.
And the emotion you're seeing on these people's faces, they're either breaking down in tears.
Yeah.
They got a shit-eating smile on their face. They're cramping up and they only have like a 10th of a mile and like what is it going to take? And then people are helping each other. And I said to my wife, why is it so cool to check out the New York City Marathon? And we finally figured out it's because on that day, everybody is literally living in the moment. The runners are living in the moment. They're not thinking of bills and all the garbage that comes with living in and around New York City.
It's the truth.
Everybody's rooting for everybody.
And you're happy for everybody. Yeah. And the other thing is that all the runners that we saw run by, I think there were 50,000 in the race. We probably saw close to 2,000 run by. We were there for a while. Yeah, I said to my wife, I'm like, all these people are doing something that they're going to talk about for the rest of their lives. Like 10 years from now, they're going to talk about the day they finished the New York City Marathon. And you got caught up in all that emotion and you saw it on everyone's faces and everyone was literally on the same page. And then of course, by Monday afternoon, it was like, get out of my way, asshole. Right. Everyone went back to being a typical.
It was really one day where everybody was just totally on the same page.
On the same page, yes.
And it really was amazing. It was like a finish line the whole way.
Right.
Like people were screaming and towards that, like what I was talking about, like on that Upper East Side part where not even at Harlem, just Upper East Side, First Ave, all the way up. Like everyone was screaming so loud. I'm just like, oh man, this is getting a little bit too much. Like I'm like my quads are hurting. My shoelace was too tight on my left foot. So the top of my foot was hurting. And I'm like, how am I going to get through this? Like, and then they're passing out gels and I'm like sucking down gels and there's kids like giving out Twizzlers and like candy and weed towels. Yes. That's what I was worried about is people were giving out all this like stuff. I was like,
well, who knows? You might run
Who knows?
It might be
or the opposite way.
It might be the best thing. It might be the best thing. You do a little microdosing before you do the marathon, man. Did you have your name on your shirt or anything?
No, I didn't. But it didn't matter because when you just go on,
nobody would have believed you anyway.
Right. Tomato. Hey, tomato.
I would have just had douchebag on mine. So
hey, douchebag.
Just so you hear that over and over again for 26 miles. Go douchebag.
Like the jerk.
Right.
Called him shithead to the dog.
What was the craziest thing you saw out there? Because people run in costumes. They do all sorts of crazy shit.
Wow, the craziest thing.
I'm not
even sure.
I saw a duck. A duck running the race.
Crazy
for real.
duck?
Oh wait, the real duck. Like an actual duck. Because I saw the actual duck too.
Yes.
Oh wait.
Yeah. It was running.
It was actually
I passed
running.
the duck.
Dude, you're good.
You
In
passed
Brooklyn.
the duck. All right. In Brooklyn.
But I'm not kidding. How did the duck finish? This guy was chasing it the whole way. I did see that duck.
It went viral. The duck was running. They show all the runners running by, and then there's a little duck that's running.
I saw it.
Running by the camera. So, but what was the craziest thing? Do you remember?
Yeah,
offhand?
no, I mean, they're really
Probably the duck.
no. The
yeah. Well, yeah.
There wasn't
I guess
anything
so.
crazy. The best part was kind of like just all the people on the sidelines and all the dogs on the sidelines. Like they had their dogs up with the paws out. So you'd like everyone wanted to like
High four the dog.
high four, high three, high four.
Right.
The dogs. So no, it was incredible. It was like, and then you go through. The thing is I know it's gonna sound so cheesy and sappy, but it was kind of like the marathon is this big party, and it's a river of runners,
humanity
going through the 5 boroughs, and every neighborhood came out. So every neighborhood, they were, they were being that neighborhood, like Williamsburg, they were being like Williamsburg, kind of like hipsters and kind of like, all about themselves, and then, but no, Williamsburg was fun. But like every neighborhood, like having like, they were cooking, they were barbecuing, and so you just run through and you got this vantage point. I was saying it was like Epcot Center, like for real. And you just got this vantage point of every single neighborhood all the way. And everybody was inspired, and everybody, kids, families, like, older people, crutches, like, wheelchairs, like, cancer survivors, like every single, everybody.
I saw
drummers.
We saw a guy on an old school wheelchair go by.
Oh yeah,
not the sports wheelchairs, because that has become like a real competition now with real prize money.
Right.
But there was a guy, old school,
like straight up
wheelchair
from the airport.
He had more or less, but he had one tiny wheel extension that he had in the front, so he could get maybe a little action. But for the most part, it was old school, and he went by, and you could see people were just starting to tear up.
Yep.
And cry.
It really was. I mean, because it was, I say it was a perfect storm of goodness, which is, and it's so, me, I'm fucking rock and roll, slayer, like, but it was like, it was just everybody, every single person. There was no bullshit. There was nothing. No. Everybody was just inspired by the runners and inspiring the runners, and
then everyone was happy drunk.
Everyone was happy
for the rest of the night. As soon as the little kids got out of the bar, everybody got nice and happy twisted.
Yeah.
And it just kept it going. It was wonderful.
When we came here, and like, I was like definitely out of sorts for a second. And then like I started to come into my own, and Matt puts on the Slayer, and then all of a sudden was a Slayer party on, nice. Which, Upper West Side.
Upper West Side Slayer party. That's
air drum, air guitar Slayer.
I was drumming on the barrel.
Yeah.
That's badass. But
it's good. Yeah.
I really think the whole city comes together and they live on the same page for one
day, man.
One day. And, I mean, I compare it very, very loosely, obviously, to like what happened after 9/11.
Right. It's kind of, it's like that.
Everybody was on the same page, and it lasted a while where we didn't give a crap. Well, we cared about politics, certainly, but we were more on the same page for a while.
Politics is ultimately, and I do not want to talk about it, but politics ultimately is not the focal point. The focal point is it should be living every day and people rocking and rolling and being good to each other. That's it.
Unfortunately,
fuck the men, the men, the women, the men, everybody. Fuck everybody. You suck.
Unfortunately, people aren't getting that message, and they'd rather argue and scream about politics all day long. Oh my God!
But that run was like, it was huge.
And you teared up.
I teared up a few times, and Now I can't walk downstairs.
Can we punch your thighs? I want to.
Please.
That would be
Well, you got to hit my.
that would be
Right through the phone.
That would be
my keys are right there.
That would be so punk rock because
That's a challenge.
because Matt's got a lot of stairs and
watch me stare challenge.
and he can't. Tomato cannot move.
Well,
Little Foot, what's up, brother? Did you run the New York City Marathon like Tomato did?
Fuck no.
Oh, not yet. Not yet. Just say not yet. I was gonna, but something.
I only run when I'm chased.
I get it.
I was chased the whole time.
Yeah.
The one thing that I didn't anticipate was the hills. There were so many bridges.
Right.
And the bridges going up, okay, I can handle that. Bridges going down, my quads are what.
My God.
That was the worst part of the whole thing, really.
Right.
Like, and now I'm still paying for it because I didn't really anticipate that aspect of it.
Right, but you didn't have to run Triborough. Right?
No,
'Cause that's
no.
got stairs on the
Oh,
bike.
really?
Oh my God.
Yeah, if
Can
you're
you
on, you have to
imagine?
dismount and
No,
run
you
your
go-
bike up and down the stairs.
I think you go over 3 bridges: the Verrazano, the 59th Street Bridge,
Willis Avenue,
and the Willis Avenue. which is-
Kosciuszko.
Also, is all right.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
No, Pulaski.
No, Pulaski.
Oh, the Pulaski,
The
okay.
Pulaski.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bunch.
And the guy who won the race, he set the record for the New York City Marathon. He set the record, which held in place for, I want to say, 16 years.
How many hot dogs?
Oh, you was cheating. Yeah,
What was Tomato's time is coming in from user on
Oh.
TikTok?
5 hours on the dot, 28 seconds.
Very nice.
I came in listening to "Spit Out the Bone" by Metallica from Hardwired.
That was your song when you crossed the
finish
finish
line
line?
song?
Yeah.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah,
I know that song.
It's like an 8-minute song.
It's a long song.
I listened to it 3 times
You listened to it 3 times.
because I was
that the
air
first time
drumming. I
start
was
over?
like, it was it was great.
That's awesome. Good for you, man.
I listened to a lot of Rush in the beginning. I put on like Hemispheres, the whole
You
Hemispheres.
did the whole hemispheres?
Yeah.
What
You got
songs are
5
on
hours. You might
hemispheres?
as well.
Yeah, there's a long song that's like the 20-minute Hemispheres. There's Circumstances, Trees,
Trees.
La Vie
okay.
Strangiato.
I know Trees off that album. I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think that it's a trippy album.
trippy album.
That's what you started the marathon listening to?
I wanted to hear uplifting prog, I guess, and I'm like, then I went to Yes.
You went Prague.
I went Prague. That's not. I mean, I love Prague,
Right.
but I wasn't anticipating what I wanted to listen to.
Wait, you
know?
did Rush, Hemispheres, and then you went, what Yes album? Close to the Edge?
Well, not Tormato,
Oh my God, Jesus.
Rejoice, that song. Yeah,
You went deep.
I went I don't even know. Like,
You didn't even have the hits.
I didn't even. I know. I was doing deep cuts.
All right, then halfway through the marathon, what'd you play?
I was listening to. I did some random stuff, some reggae. I did some Guided by Voices. If you know Guided by Voices
Sure.
at all, amazing band, and they had me singing. And then then it was metal. Then it was Metallica and Megadeth. I was gonna listen to Slayer to get me really going, but I was into more.
Save
like,
it for the party.
yeah, I did save it. I was wanting more of the uplifting,
And
not
you
that Slayer's not uplifting.
And you have to
but-
ease into it. That's why, Rush, Hemispheres, the beginning of the marathon, a little Yes, easing in, and then by the end, you're freaking just killing it with Metallica.
I might have listened to my own band a little bit in there.
That's smart.
I don't-
You guys are good.
Right.
Well, I wrote my
Fire?
Chariot. No,
No, you
Chariot.
didn't do the theme song.
Well, that's
Chariot
slow
Fire?
motion.
Yeah.
I listened to the Rocky theme.
Oh, you had it on your.
No.
Okay.
Jackson Brown's running on empty.
Oh yeah, did you do running songs?
I did listen to Jackson Brown. Boulevard. Down on the boulevard.
all right.
They take it
But you didn't go
hard.
hack and have a running playlist with all the running songs.
No, I just went
Running with the Devil. Come on now.
right.
Well, this is our friend Tomato. We're very
Thanks,
very
guys.
proud of him.
Thanks,
Yes.
He
guys.
did it. He won.
Thanks,
I wanna
guys.
punch him so bad in the leg.
Here, I'll take my phone out. You can do it.
No, man. What do you got? What do we got to drink today there, Matt?